Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to be showing you how to add color to a grayscale image. Now, to start out, obviously you're going to need some sort of painting or drawing that's grayscale, and you're going to want to make sure that you have basically all the values as close as you can get them, so that it is basically a black and white photo, so that when we add the color layer we don't have to keep going back. So I have this already set up where I have all of my values just on this one layer here, okay? And this is my take on like a cockatrice, and we're going to color this. Now, the benefit of doing this is that it can be a lot easier to paint your values when you're not having to worry about color, but the downside is that it's very easy for the colors to start to look flat, so you really have to take an extra effort to make sure that doesn't happen. So what we're going to do is we have this whole entire layer here. We're going to make a new layer, and we're going to set the color, or the layer mode, to color, okay? And it's going to do exactly like what it sounds like. I'm also going to select the layer beneath so that I'm not painting outside the lines, okay? And we're going to come up here and start painting. We're going to pick a color. So, for example, I want his back to be a reddish-brown color, but we need to keep something in mind. All this is going to do is affect the hue and saturation, okay? It's not going to be affected by the brightness or darkness, okay? That's determined by the layer underneath. So it doesn't matter how high up or low you go, all that matters is this way, okay? This is what it's going to pick up, and I'll show you what I mean. If I pick this really almost black red way down here, and I try to paint on my color layer on top of the white, it's not going to look that dark red, okay? It's going to be super saturated, okay? See what I mean? Doesn't matter where I paint it. But if I get over here and go really desaturated, it'll be really light. Okay, so you're not really worrying up and down as much as you're worrying side to side. So we're going to start by painting. I'm going to use a charcoal block brush, one of my favorites. And you could start over here, start wherever you want, start painting and some of the color. Now, like I mentioned already before, you can already see it starts to look pretty uniform, right? It looks very flat, which means you're going to have to go in and add a lot of slight color variation in areas to make sure that you break things up and it doesn't feel like that, okay? Otherwise, like I mentioned, it can look very flat, okay? Now, if you do this right, it can be pretty time-saving if you can just bust out a really solid value painting or drawing and then be able to throw some colors on top of that, okay? It can make things a lot easier on yourself. Okay, and so you would go through the whole entire thing and basically do the same thing across the whole painting. And you can pick whatever colors you want for stuff. And like I said before, remember, it's going to be based off of your values. So try and get it as close as you can the first try, because in your head you might be thinking, okay, I want this to look like a dark red, but you didn't make the values underneath dark enough, so then it looks pink or something, right? So that's just some stuff to keep in mind as you're going along painting this, trying to match it with what you have in your head. Okay, and so you'd go along and do the entire thing. I already did this, so we can go ahead and turn that off and turn on the layer I did already. And then once you have it here, you can do a lot of stuff. You can change the hue and saturation, right? You can make it a little brighter. You can make the colors darker. I guess it doesn't really matter if we make it darker because, like I said, we're on a color layer, but you can do all sorts of stuff. You can change the layer underneath if you want to darken up everything overall, right? So it just depends on what it is you're going for. Now, also, once you do that, at the very top, you're going to want to make a new layer to put your highlights back in, because a lot of your highlights are going to have been colorized and gone a little down a little bit probably, and you want to be able to go back in and pop them back out. Oops. So that they still stay really bright and white instead of getting affected by your color layer, okay? So create a new layer, make it your highlight layer. Come in here with white or whatever color you're going to use for your highlights, okay? And you can just pop in a couple of these highlights in here. Okay, and then you could do the same thing down here. My paint job's a little rough because I was going kind of fast to make this video, but make sure you take your time so you don't have all these stray areas here. Okay. And you can get those knuckles or, however much light you want to add. It's totally up to you. So, anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. If you like this and you want to see more like it, please be sure to subscribe. It helps me a lot. Leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Are you looking for even more content on how to become a digital artist? Then check out some of my online courses. Courses are anywhere from 3 to 12 hours long, and they have tons of in-depth content. They cover a range of topics from creature design to light and color, and from character design to digital painting. You'll gain access to a private Facebook group for students only, where you can stay motivated and get feedback on your work. Plus, I provide fully responsive support throughout all of my courses, and I offer a 100% no questions asked, money back guarantee. Normally, my courses range from $1 to $200, but subscribers can take any of them for only $15. And once you buy it, you own it for life. There's no time limits, no subscriptions, anything like that. So, if you want to show your support and become a better artist in the process, then use the link in the description or use the promo code YT discount on any of my courses. Have a good one.